Were y'all here for Zandy's combo? Like, it was amazing. But we're back here with Liam Woods. I'm so excited to jump in our conversation. But I want to give y'all another reminder, also in case there's some new folks in, trickling in, that we want to shout out Getty Images, who has graciously given us 50 free portfolio reviews. So y'all need to stay tuned because they're giving away more. And folks have gotten hired from these portfolio reviews. Like, these are the gems, like I keep saying, just about Black women photographers, the collective, that like we always have amazing gems. So thank you so much to Getty Images for sponsoring those portfolio reviews. And we also want to shout out Adobe, who is sponsoring our giveaway. The giveaway. So if you use the hashtag BWP Summit and tag us, Black women photographers, on Twitter or your Instagram stories, you could win 1 year free subscription of the Adobe Creative Cloud. That's all of the apps, complimentary, for free. You could win, which is a $636 value. $600 for free. You could also win the package of the Adobe Photographer Plan, which includes Lightroom and Photoshop, which are, the staples. You need them to be a photographer. So make sure you do that. Keep the conversation going. We've been seeing y'all like say so much beautiful things, like complimenting our speakers and just about like the gems you've been getting here. So keep talking, keep sharing so more people can jump on in. Because like I said, it's free RSVP. So it's not too late to jump in. So anyway, we are here with Liam Woods. Hello. How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling really excited about this. Thank you so much for having me. Absolutely love Black women photographers and everything that y'all do. Y'all helped put me on the map for so many amazing opportunities. So shout out to y'all. You get the job done.
Love that. I also love the fit. We got some patterns going on.
Yeah.
I'm loving the scarf. Super, super cute. So today we're gonna be talking about like how to stay authentic to yourself and being a creative. So I just want to let people know a little bit about you. So in case you don't know, which I don't know how you couldn't, but just in case you don't know, Liam Woods is a trans and non-binary image maker based out of LA, which is where we both are today on the same time zone. And their work is categorized by the vulnerable, candidly intimate storytelling of queer people, people of color, and other marginalized communities. So I'm so grateful to have you here. I feel like you're the perfect person to talk about like how to truly be authentic to yourself within our careers, especially because I feel like they're like, and maybe that's just me, but that they're like two different challenges. It's like, okay, I need to find myself, figure out myself, and now I have to implement it in all these spaces and relationships in my life. So maybe we can just start off there where like, how did you learn yourself? Like, what was your process like of learning who you are? And granted, take that with a grain of salt of like, there's different versions of us as we grow. So who you are today, how did we get here?
Yeah. So just a little bit about me. I've been a photographer for 6 years now. And it wasn't always easy, like I feel like literally this year is the year that I finally started finding my voice. Before all this, I had a different career path. I went to school for journalism. I wanted to be on television and be the next Katie Couric. And when that wasn't in the stars, yeah, things kind of like fell apart for me. Didn't really know where I was going for a while or what I wanted to do with my life. And then I started doing photography. For me, I just kind of started with this old film camera that my dad had in his attic when we were cleaning it out. And that kind of started the ball for my whole journey. I started photographing my friends, just doing stuff for fun. Um, and Yeah, with that, I just started like doing like little things on social media to keep a digital archive. And after doing that for 2 years, I got reached out to by Girl Gaze. At the time was this femme and non-binary agency that looked out for different creatives. They helped to put me on the map with my work and really saw the stuff that I was doing and loved it. With that, they helped put me on to different opportunities with Warby Parker, Vogue Paris. And yeah, just my journey has just kind of been like all over the place. I've traveled everywhere. I've lived in Virginia, Hawaii, Portland, LA. Now I'm in LA. And yeah, just kind of experimenting with a lot of different things in my community. And yeah, just kind of like going about my life and just trying to find like my process along the way. I really love color. I really love being able to just capture that warmth and vibrancy in visually and in spirit, and working with film and the textures and color palettes has just kind of helped me just find like what works for me and what I like and enjoy. And yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So before I ask more questions about your journey and who you come to be, what camera was that your dad found in the attic? What was your first baby
It
camera?
was a Canon AE1 that he had when he was 25, and
Oh,
then yeah, and have always worked with that camera. He always did that for fun, for family trips and vacations and stuff like that. And, yeah, as we were just, like, cleaning old stuff out, we didn't know if it would work with or not, but it did. I took it to, a film lab and just started, taking pictures of my friends and seeing what worked and building community from there. Growing up, I was, typically kinda like the shy person, like, very mousy, didn't really have, like, a lot going on and whatnot, but photography kinda helped me step outside of that box, being able to create with other people, um, from all different places everywhere, and just really being able to gain this incredible community that I have today that's been phenomenally supportive of me and has just been a really great journey.
yeah. A AE1 gain. I also have
Hey.
one.
Yeah, I did a Canon. I switched between Canon and Nikon. I got the Canon AE1. It's my backup baby, and then my main camera is my Nikon N90S. It's a film camera.
Go off. Have you
Yeah.
ever shot with your dad? I mean, I know you said like he was more of a hobbyist, but like, have y'all connected in that way?
No, we never connected in that way, but, that was just something I kinda just stepped into after he gave that to me, and then with that, connecting with other artists across, like, different social media platforms like Instagram and Twitter, and then just building with each other through that, having cute little coffee dates, hangouts, doing our own meetups in different cities, working with other models and creatives, and being able to just spend that quality time together to get to know each other, build our own voices, hear each other out, and just see what just really clicks with us at the end of the day.
Yeah. Do you
Yeah.
only shoot on film or just mostly or something?
Sorry, repeat that?
Do you only shoot on film?
90% of the time I shoot film. Most of, like, my work is on film. Every once in a while, there'll be a digital order if something needs to be, like, fast-paced turnaround, but for the most part, all of, like, my, big productions that I've done have been with film.
Which I mean, I know we're early, but I might as well pull it up right now so we can see the productions we are talking about because they are some gorgeous photos. So this is Liam's Instagram. If you're not following them already, you need to because, like they said, look at these colors, like the framing, the colors. I feel like I also witness a lot of nature in your photography. Is that on purpose? It feels very intentional. But are you like super into nature and like always want to have a flower or something in your pieces?
Oh, yeah. I'm really big into nature. I'm a big, hiker and love exploring different things. I love making the outside world my playground, and there's just so many different things with light and color and environment that I really love and enjoy. And having people, in tune with that has just been really, really fun. You just can't get that type of lighting that, you can in a studio. I just really love playing with all the different just natural colors and light, that the world has to offer. And It's just been really, really fun. I love just the rich vibrancy and textures that you can play with and just being able to just be on the go anywhere and just explore different things.
Yeah, especially with film. I mean, so much
Yeah.
color just naturally comes out too. Um, do you think that was a part of your awareness of yourself before you realized like this is who I am and this is how I'm going to show up in my work? Or was it a little more like backwards where you kind of plug and play as you went on in your process?
Yeah, I just kinda plug and play as I go on and just seeing what works for me. I really love being outdoors. Like, again, I said I love exploring all the different avenues that it has to offer,
Yeah.
and that's where I just really feel at home is when I'm outside and being able to just navigate all those different things that it has to offer, and I feel like being able to explore in nature, um just really sets the tone for, um, just all the rich, amazing things that it has to offer, and I just really love exploring all those different color palettes and textures, and it's just been really, really fun. Just making it our playground and just kinda going with the flow. Nothing I feel is, like, that intentional. I just kinda, like, show up as is, and we just kinda go from there and just have fun with it and just see what we create from it.
So, do you feel like there was like a catalyst to you stepping inside of your nature and your confidence in the way that you do? I feel like your confidence like shines through in your work itself. So do you feel like there was like a moment or were there like building block moments? Like how did that look for you? I love this photo.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, that's a favorite. It's so crazy how that happened with, the film camera too, because you never know with action shine and getting the motion with the braids. I just love how they turned out. Oh, yeah, that's my portrait. Shout out to Eric Carter, one of my favorite film photographers. He's an icon.
Which I mean, even like this photo itself, like it feels so powerful and so confident. Like you really look like yourself, you know? And I don't know if that sounds like odd or like backwards, but I just think you can tell like when you look at an image of a person who is like 10 toes down in who they are versus people who are not yet. So I'm really curious, like your process, or if there was one for you, you think?
I don't really feel like there was a process, like, I was just very much one of those people who just kinda, like I said earlier, just kind of, like, going with the flow of things.
Mhm.
um, Being open to different conversations with creatives. How I see it is kind of like, I don't know, just getting together with friends. We click with what works with us and building from there. Um, I think that's just how that authenticity shines because we're just, I don't know. We just like people who are having fun.
Yeah.
And, yeah, like I said, just, like, getting together with, like, old friends or new people, we connect and, yeah, we just kinda, like, do what we do in that moment. A lot of things that I do are just kinda spur of the moment, and then we just happen to get all this stuff together, and it's been really, really fun.
Beautiful. I love that. You like, look, I've been me.
Yeah, just like, "Hey, guys, we're just gonna pull up and just see what happens today," There
Yeah.
is there's, like, a little bit of intention, like, sometimes I'll get on Pinterest and look at different, like, color palettes that I wanna play with or different posing inspiration to kinda get the vibe. I also feel like my background in dance helps a lot. I was a ballet dancer for about 8 years, so I get a lot of posing inspiration with that to get that type of fluidity and grace and just being able to kind of guide my models into a bit of a meditation beforehand. And then we
Mhm.
do a little bit of breath work as well. And then that kind of helps set the tone for, a very like relaxed, authentic vibes that just feel like very at peace. I feel like meditation before any like creative endeavor is important, being able to stand in that allows you to just kind of have that grace and that clarity in your head to be able to step into that creativity and not being able to second guess yourself and being able to, just kind of just step into your power and just chill out, you know?
Yeah. How do you, I was just about to ask, like, what do you do to create these like safe, confident feeling spaces for your subjects? And I think, like what you just mentioned, that's a great point. Does it come out also in your direction, or do you allow your subjects to just kind of like flow and follow? Like, how do you ensure?
Yeah, we just kind of flow and follow. Like I said before, kind of a lot of my beginning, before I shoot, I like to practice, some guided meditation for a little bit that helps people kind of get into this nice, like relaxed headspace. We'll have like a few like mini conversations in between and stuff, just like I'm talking to a friend or, a family member, just so, just treating people, very chill and relaxed and guiding them through it. And luckily, I've been really thankful that people have trusted my process and that, things are very like chill and low maintenance. So they like how relaxed that space is. And being able to step into that kind of helps them step into, their power and their beautiful, incredible energy on set. And then so far served me very well. Everybody's journey is different, but these are the things that just kind of work for me. And yeah.
How did you learn how to do that? Um, Considering you also came from multiple backgrounds, like you said, you were in journalism and you used to be a dancer. How did you learn how to navigate and create these spaces for your subjects?
I guess like it kind of came from all right, this may be like a little bit of an emotional story, I guess. But you know, growing up for me, as a queer person, as a Black person in the South, I came from, very like strict traditional background, in spaces where I didn't really see myself. And so I grew up with a history of a lot of different bullying, both for verbal and physical abuse. I've dealt with a lot of things with my mental health and trying to navigate what life looks like, carrying the weight of borderline personality disorder. That's something that I've been dealing with for a very long time since I was 13 years old. And growing up in those spaces where I felt like I didn't have a safe space, when I finally got to like that moment in my life where I could kind of step into what it is I wanted to do, um, I just said, enough is enough. I want to be able to take my power back. And after, 2 years of therapy and having a life coach, kind of understanding, what that means for me and what that looks like. And I wanted to be able to carry a space where people could see themselves and celebrate themselves. I want people to be able to have the opportunity with things that I didn't have growing up, because no one should go through that. And it was just really important to me as an artist to create a very just wholesome energy and space where people can be free to be themselves. Doesn't matter what you look like. Um, just being able to step into that power, and creating that relaxed energy. I just really wanted to showcase a world that I didn't have growing up, and being able to
Mhm.
just, create those utopias within my photography so that when people look at these images, they can see like, oh, there is a world outside of the box that people put me in, and that I can have a voice and I can have the power to step into my truth and who I am, no matter what it may be. And I want people to be able to see that within my work, that, celebration can come in all forms of different backgrounds, shapes, sizes, colors, identity, sexuality. I just really wanted to make that beautiful, safe space that I didn't have growing up, and that people don't have to be alone in this, and that, there can be community. There are people out there that will vouch for you, that will root for you, that will support you. And that's something that's been really important to me, is to carry that within my work, and just being able to create those spaces. Um, sorry, where just people can feel seen and heard and appreciated.
Thank you so much for being vulnerable. I really appreciate it. Thank you. So, with that in mind, like you hold that in your space, I'm sure, like in yourself, and then for your subjects when you're on set or you're shooting. I'd love to know, like, what are your maybe just like one or two most joyous moments you had where you're like, oh, I'm so proud of this one still, or like this was the one, like whether it's because you pushed through or because something just like fell in line so perfectly.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, repeat that question one more time. My apologies.
Yeah. I'm about like the joyous moments that you've had on set where I'm thinking about like you holding all of that vulnerability and emotional weight of you being like, I want to create these types of spaces for my subjects, and which would include yourself. So what are the moments or the days where it went right and you're still like so proud of that shoot or that
Oh,
image?
yeah, like, if you scroll down a little bit, actually,
Yeah.
the one on the Instagram page, the one photographer captures the beauty of 5 trans non-binary people. Yeah, so I did this, photo shoot with Apple that was really amazing. I've been working with Apple for the past, 2.5 years, and they funded one of my, projects that I was doing in Portland. That was a really fun and amazing journey. I got to be able to work with a lot of my Black trans friends in the community with the iPhone 13 Pro Max at the time.
Yeah.
And it was just really incredible that Renee Felton, who works as one of the hiring managers at Apple, reached out to me. It's like, hey, we got this new iPhone coming out. We would love to see, different creatives, what they do with it, and fund your project. So that was a really exciting and amazing time where I got to be a part of a really huge company that let me be able to express queer stories through Black, trans, and non binary people. I feel like we don't see that enough in the media still when it comes to trans and non binary stories. A lot of the stories that we're seeing are more about the white people or non-Black people. And when you do see stories or media portrayed of Black trans people, it's, headline of another death, or just
Hmm.
all of these different violent actions and things that are happening within our community. And I feel like we don't really get to celebrate the joy enough. And it was really important to me to capture these vulnerable, joyous moments where Black trans people can be uplifted and celebrated, and being able to just explore a space freely where they are not judged or seen minimal. I really wanted to just showcase that beautiful vibrancy that they have that I don't see enough in this world, and just wanting to continue to build on that in my journey. These are some of the most incredible people I've known who've really helped me with my journey and stepping into my power, being a trans and non binary person, because I didn't have that growing up. Growing up in North Carolina, going to all white private schools, I didn't see other people that looked like me, and was felt, very alienated, very isolated. But when I finally had the ability to travel and go to different places across the world and the US, it really helped me to step into the power that I have today. And that love and that guidance that I've had with the community over the years just really helped to kind of um, just support my vision, and being able to just create these nice, wholesome spaces where people can be themselves.
I love it so much, and it was absolutely gorgeous. And I'm also considering like, I know there's been like some big displacement for like generations at this point in Portland, for
Yeah.
Black people in particular. So like as soon as I click this and I'm like, and they Black, like this is
And
like
in
not
Portland, yeah, I know.
only, but they Black, like this is huge. Um, so that's so beautiful. Did you already know these people when you photographed them, or was it like you found them because of the project?
No, a lot of us had met at a few of the different drag shows that they have out there, and then also on social media as well. We connected through there because I was working on another series prior to that, and we started hanging out and getting to know each other. Actually, one of the models that's in the black and white image,
Okay.
um, Chester, he's in the background. Yeah, in the background with the glasses. Yeah, he had reached out to me as a creative director for one of his projects, Perception Transformed, which talks about different Black and Brown queer trans people in the community and telling their stories. And he's been doing that for the past year and a half, connecting with different photographers each month to work with different community members within Portland. And through him, I was able to meet and connect with other Black and Brown, trans, and non binary people who have been just an incredible upliftance. Because Portland is white as hell, like so I was really shook when I was able to meet all of the amazing people that I did out there, but, we are out there,
Yeah.
and it was really great being able to connect with them, and, yeah, they have been such incredible supportive friends in my journey, and even though, we're in different states now, we still stay connected, still support each other, and it was just a really incredible opportunity that Apple gave us this platform on Trans Visibility Day. That was, I think, the first time I had ever seen that with Apple. So it was really great that Renee gave me that space to be able to express that and just build upon it and really trusting my process. So thank you, Renee. I appreciate you and everything you've done.
Shout out to Renee.
It's been really amazing. I'm very thankful.
I love that, like, part of your identities. I feel like naturally, this comes up with us, especially as like Black women photographers and Black non-binary photographers. Like we tend to shoot ourselves. We're looking for our stories because we're often left out.
Yeah.
Um, and so when we get opportunities like this, I love the fact that like you have a lens on yourself in that moment. Could you talk to us about, because I imagine that must feel really like affirming and joyous. Can you
It
talk,
is. Yeah.
like let us know about like what it is to have like that type of happiness within your career? Like what that looks like for you, like because I feel like that also just coincides with being able to show up authentically at your job, which a lot of folks aren't able to do.
Yeah, it's been a really incredible opportunity, being able to have, the ability to travel and meet all these different types of people, and then through the power of, social media has been, just a really great, gateway for me to be able to find others like myself. It, has just really helped me to be able to just step into my power, being able to see all these different incredible faces and personalities that have just really uplifted me on my journey, and without them, I honestly don't know where I would be. Um, and it's just been a really just incredible journey. I'm just really lucky that, yeah, through things like Instagram and Twitter and being able to connect with people in the ballroom scene as I go further out west to, places like Oregon, California, Hawaii. Being a part of those different communities has been just incredibly affirming because, as a child, the only thing I had was anime, where I could kind of see other people like myself and how anime is very gender fluid with with their storytelling, with their characters. So, growing up watching Sailor Moon, Yu Yu Hakusho, those were the icons that kind of just helped guide me through who I am and who I want to be and stepping into, my power as an artist, as a person,
Yeah.
and building from that, because Sailor Moon, that carried me all through my childhood. Being able to understand, what it means to be non-binary, to be trans, to be gender fluid, because I didn't have other people like me growing up, and it wasn't until I was 24 years old living in Hawaii that I finally met another trans non-binary person outside of television. I was
Oh,
just like, "Oh my god, I can't believe this."
yeah. Do you
And
mind sharing about that, like that experience, and also considering like what that may have done for you when you were just processing your own self in that version of you?
yeah, her name was Jordan, and in Hawaii, I didn't really know anybody. I went over there because I had gotten a temporary job, just working on a year contract as a wedding videographer. So I did that for a little bit. And I was looking on this app called Meetup.
Yeah.
It's not a dating app, but it's like this community app where you can look at different um communities that are in your area for different things like hiking, traveling, painting, surfing, anything. So
Yeah.
I was looking at one of their photography pages to see because the different type of creatives and photographers who are out there. And I had bumped into this model, Jordan, a part of that community, and we had met to shoot each other. They're one of the first models that I had worked with in Hawaii, and that was the first other trans person I had met. They're a trans woman, and was just a really incredible, uplifting experience. Finally, being able to see other trans and non-binary people who are like me, even though we may come from like different backgrounds and experiences, um, still being able to have that ability to feel seen and seeing that, okay, being in North Carolina, feeling like, so alienated, like, "Oh, I'm the only one. What's wrong with me?" Just holding in just that kinda energy and just feeling very, like, isolated and not feeling like, I belonged. It just really sucked for a while. But being able to, live in Hawaii and meeting her was an incredible experience. And then through that, they helped me meet other trans and non-binary people who also lived in Hawaii, and we would come together, every other week to the beach and have our cute little potluck hangouts and swim in the ocean, and just being able to just commune in nature, and being a part of that was just very, very healing. I feel myself when I'm connected with the earth. I just really appreciate nature and everything that it has to offer, and being able to be in tune with that with others as well as myself. Even when I'm having a bad day and I'm alone, being able to, just go on walks and exploring all the different plants, picking out fruit. Yeah, it's just been really, really great.
That's so
On a
beautiful.
bit of a tangent there, but yeah.
No, it's good. I feel like it tells us so much just about like your growth process. I feel like, if we all think back enough, we can pinpoint these moments in our life that could be used as a catalyst of like, oh, if that wouldn't have happened, I wouldn't have done that or tried this or, changed this about myself.
Yeah.
And I just think it's so important. And it's also so beautiful too that that happened for you and in Hawaii. And while you were doing your work, I mean, the catalyst seems like the meetup app. Like you were just like, I need to be with my people. And you found even more of your people. And I think that's so beautiful. Like I'm so happy for you and that version of you.
Thank you. Yeah, because I've always, growing up was, like I said earlier, typically like very shy, but being able to be a creative and a photographer, that helped me um, push outside those boundaries, being able to work with different people, and luckily it's been well received. And yeah, it's been really great. I'm very blessed. Oh yeah, I see you're on the Ari Lennox photo. That's another one of my favorites.
Love Ari. This is also so gorgeous. And
Yeah, that was crazy. That was like my first big job. I had saw This was like a few years ago. I'd seen that one of her music producers had followed me on Instagram because sometimes I like to keep up with my followers and who's following me.
yeah.
And I had just reached out to him on a DM and was just like, hey, what's up? And telling him a little bit about my photography. And it's like, if you're doing anything else with Dreamville Records or Ari Lennox, I would love to like do something with y'all. I was like, actually, they have like this music video coming up. Could you shoot it? And I was just like,
Hey.
you never know. I tell people, don't be afraid. Slide in those DMs because I have gotten some crazy opportunities that way. The worst thing they could say is no. But that's okay. Move on and keep trying, keep going, keep seeing what works out for you. Don't be afraid. I know it can be scary that first time, but y'all got this. Like there's so much incredible Black talent out there that needs to be explored and navigated. And I'm telling y'all right now, shoot your shot because you never know what could happen. I just slid into the DMs of this one agency, showed them my work, and literally right on the spot, they got me a gig for Levi's where I got to fly out the country for the first time.
Ooh, where'd you go?
Oh my God, it was amazing. So we started in LA, then we went from LA to Mexico City, then Mexico City to New York to London, and then London to Tokyo. It was a journey, honey. Like
Okay, like I'm living. Come
it was so
on.
I'd never been out of the country in my life. That was my first time ever.
Come on.
And
And
to
photography
just
took you there.
I know it was so incredible. I loved it. The first part of that shoot just came out yesterday in Tokyo for national what we have so many holidays. National Against Homophobia. Um so it's on like the Levi's page right now.
The Levi's
And
page.
it's also the first time I shot and directed a commercial. So we shot all that using iPhone and the Fuji X-T4 camera, and that's on YouTube right now. You can watch it for their 2023 Pride campaign, and it was incredible. Such an amazing team, such the most phenomenal experience in the world. Got to explore so many amazing things, meet so many incredible people, and just very, very blessed and lucky. And yeah, just I tell people, shoot your shot. You never know. Slide in those DMs, write that email. You never know who will take a chance on you.
Okay. I want to pull this up. You said it's on the Levi's Instagram?
Yeah, it's on the Levi's Instagram. They just posted it yesterday, and then on YouTube, the commercial is on the Levi's page. So, yep, that one in the middle right there with the two Black girls. Go down one. Yep.
Yes. And then also, if y'all have been here since this morning, clearly the theme of the day is moving past fear, changing your relationship with fear, understanding that after if you push through fear, you can experience confidence, you can be curious, and you really just got to believe in yourself and like gain this confidence. Um, so I love that. I feel like it's a nice little through line we have from all of our conversations. It feels really good. It feels like an aligned moment to me. Um, I also want to mention you said something else. While I remember that, I wanted to bring up the chat because someone wanted to ask about how you find these gigs. So I know you reach out. Lakita Costner says, what agencies do you suggest? Or do you work with agencies for collaborations with brands, or do they contact you or your press?
That was the first. So the Levi's gig was the first time I had worked with an agency. No Problemos is really great. They're always actively looking for different creatives within the community. And they work with a lot of different brands like Nike, Levi's, Adidas, and are always looking for new talent. They're pretty great. Girl Gaze was originally how I got in my start, but unfortunately, that company has dispersed. But I heard that they're going to be rebranding soon. So be out on the lookout for that. That's how I originally got in my start, working with, different editorials like Vogue Paris and things like that. And but yeah, most of the time, these people, it's kind of like, I would say like 30 to 70 chance, like I'm reaching out to them or they're reaching out to me. Just kind of like slowly like building my brand. But another great thing that's good that is a good idea is the New York Times portfolio review. They do that every January. It took me 3 years to get in, but I finally got in last year. So, keep going, keep trying. They have this really excellent portfolio review and working with all different types of editors with, the Rolling Stone, Bloomberg, Vogue, all these different people who you can have one-on-one time with for 30 minutes to talk about whatever it is that you like, any questions that you have, um, anything that like you're curious about or wanting to set goals or intentions. These people are here to have your back, give you the information and connections that you are searching for. When I was able to do that portfolio review with the New York Times, that led to 4 other job opportunities within that. So they're really great and really helpful. They do it once a year in January. But the only downside is that once you are accepted, you can only do it one time. So make sure that the list of editors that you want to talk to, those are the people that you really want to like set goals with and are curious about the opportunities that they have to offer within those editorial fields, because there's only one chance. So you got to make that chance worth it.
And so it's like knowing what you want and
Yeah.
what editors fit the style that you want to get into, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Which is perfect because if you're in the collective, shout out to the sponsor, Getty Images is also doing free portfolios for us. They've already done 50 of them, and you can sign up to get more done because they're still doing more for us. And the thing about BWP, I keep saying, we keep dropping these gems, we give away so much because of our gracious sponsors, that like this isn't even the first time we've done something like that. So always just like stay in tune with what we have going on, because things like this, portfolio reviews that help you get into doors and get more gigs. Like Liam just said, they tried one thing and then boom, it led to 4 other jobs. Like it can really keep you afloat as a creative.
Yeah, and BWP has really like looked out for me a lot. I just recently did this gallery with Waco Theater, being able to work with Tina Knowles. That was, oh my gosh, that was so incredible and amazing. Shout out to y'all. That was the most amazing thing ever. And because of you, I've also gone to work with other brands like WeTransfer and
Mhm.
had several jobs with them. And yeah, y'all always look out for what Black women photographers has to offer, because they always have amazing things. So be on the lookout for sure.
Like, can you tell us a little bit of how the Waco event went? Because I went and it was absolutely gorgeous. There were so many incredible creatives there. There were beautiful like activations in the space. Like, tell us.
I know. Uh, it was so amazing. Like when I saw that lineup list, I was like, oh my God, these are like so many of my heroes.
Right?
Like Stephanie, Sade. I love Sade's work so much.
Oh my.
And being able to be in these spaces with these creatives who I've looked up to so long and seeing my name on that list at the same time has just been a really just incredible experience because I honestly didn't think I would be where I am now. Like, I didn't have any goals to be some big like business photographer. It just kind of like fell into my lap. I had, got my journalism degree. That didn't really work out for me. I ended up working a lot of, um, small retail jobs like with Forever 21 and Office Depot. And it wasn't until like I quit my job with Office Depot and was like, you know what? I'm going to give this a chance. I don't know where I'm going to go with this game plan. I don't have a game plan. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm just going to just trust the process and believe in myself and have faith. And literally, like within those 2 weeks of quitting, I got an email from Apple.
There you go.
And then that just trajected me into all of this amazing opportunities and experiences. That was my first like big commercial, my first like billboard, my first like major editorial with a major tech company. And luckily with the workers at Apple, it just really helped me to step into my power and just see that, there are people who are looking. And so you never know who's watching and who's rooting for you,
Yeah.
and has been just a really incredible experience. I wouldn't be where I am, I think, like without my faith and just understanding this process, that things will work out, and just really just trusting it, and setting those intentions of like the stuff that I want to do, being able to explore different avenues, not keep myself in a box, work and communicate with different creatives, uh, has just been really, really helpful.
Yeah, I love that you just said that. Like, so much of it is just stepping into your power. It's having faith. And I think the biggest threshold, or not, excuse me, not threshold, but thread that I've found is that like your belief in in yourself or your maker or the universe, like, is a direct line to being authentic to yourself. And I think sometimes folks might believe, which myself included at a time in my life where it's like, oh, I need to get to the place first and then I can become. And it's like when you shift your energy, um, you really begin to embody, and then it all like everything else just like falls into place, and it feels so magical. And in part that's because at least I believe it is. It's like changing your energy to exactly what you seek. Like when you quit your job and then everything aligned after, like, to me that's just no mistake. It's like you shift your energy, you believe in yourself, you have faith in yourself or in the universe or God, whichever one like you believe in, or all encompassing, and then it all just trickles in for you. So I'm so glad you just said that. That felt like a perfect wrap up of like that portion of our conversation.
Yes, I'm glad.
I wanted to jump into the chat really quick because I see Phyllis K asked a question. What's your editing process like with film?
With film, okay, so I work with Lightroom. Shout out to Lightroom. And to get these colors and this type of like warmth, I do just a little bit of post, not too much, but the film that I found out works best for me with black and brown skin is working with the brands Kodak Ultramax and Kodak Color Plus.
Oh my
Also,
goodness.
yeah. Those are the top 2 for me. The Color Plus, like, I feel like in-house already has beautiful, natural, warm tones that show with brown skin. But then just doing, like, a very, like, light tweaking in Lightroom, I'll, play with the shadow tool a little bit and the contrast, and then kind of mix some of the, hues of the red and orange in post to be able to get that natural black skin tone that shows like how it would in real life.
Beautiful. Look, Phyllis K says, yes, I love Lightroom.
Yeah, Lightroom is my best friend. Love her.
And Daniela says, haven't shot Color Plus in a minute, but so beautiful. And yeah, Color Plus my fave. Ultramax is also my fave.
Lomography can also be really good. Lomography CN 400. When you shoot that during sunset hour on black skin, so rich. I love it.
So make sure y'all are writing down these gems so you can test it out if you haven't already yourself. Which, speaking of which, I noticed you also, yeah, you list your film in
Mhm.
most, if not all, of your captions.
Yeah,
I really
somewhat I'm
appreciate
working on.
that.
Oh, sorry, repeat that?
I'm sorry. I feel like we keep cutting off. But no, I was just saying I really appreciate that. I feel like some of the like gatekeepingness of the photography community is honestly because of white men. They don't want to tell nobody what gear they're using or like what film they're
Mhm.
using or nothing like that. But I love that you're just like, if you want to attempt at getting this look, this color grade, this, aesthetic, here's what I did. And
Yep.
the thing about it is it's always gonna be different because you have a different eye from me. So of course you can use the same thing I have.
Yeah, people are always curious about what type of film I use, so I always think it's important, like, with each of my pictures, if people are curious about, how'd you get that color? How'd you get that look? This is the film that you can use as your foundation, and then with some, like, light tweaking in Lightroom, be able to kinda get that just, like, very nice natural glow. But, like, another thing that I'll also do sometimes for texture is, on my film lens, I'll use, like those clear uh plastic wraps that sometimes you use to like cover your food in the refrigerator. Yeah, sometimes I'll use like that film, that type of glossy look. I'll go to a different grocery store and I'll grab that and I place it over my lens, or I'll just like take a small piece and kind of like dangle it over a little bit to kind of like play with those textures.
Yeah.
Or sometimes on my old cameras, I wouldn't recommend this for like, new stuff, but for my older models, sometimes with my Canon AE1, I'll play a little bit with like a light sheen of Vaseline.
Oh yeah. The good
Yeah.
Vaseline trick. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'll play with it that way to get kind of like that dreamy ambiance. But, yeah, those are some of just like the cute, quick, cheap ways that I'll play with those textures that you can buy at any store and explore with it yourself to be able to get that soft, dreamy look. And then, with Lightroom, if you don't wanna dabble in that, with, like, the different, textures with, like, the grocery stuff products that I was talking about, then in Lightroom, you can, I'll play kind of like with the what's it called? The texture tool and kinda just slowly just bring that, meter down some to be able to kinda create that softness with the skin, and, playing around with that tool, mixed with the highlights and then decreasing the contrast tool as well, can also help to create that kind of, like, soft, whimsical look that people are looking for.
That's perfect. Y'all, Liam is dropping the gems. I hope y'all are taking notes. Like they just walked us through their whole process. Like, y'all is like taking notes. I wanted to
Yes,
also
I got you.
for Leslie Andrews asked, what film camera do you prefer? What's your baby today?
My baby is my Nikon. She is just so crisp.
Mm.
Like almost all of the work that you see, maybe like 85% of my work on my Instagram page is with my Nikon N90S. You could find that for maybe between $100 to $200 with the body and the lens on eBay or Amazon. Sometimes B&H Photo has it. Or check your local film stores. I found mine at a film lab that I used to frequent a lot when I was living in North Carolina, Biggs Camera. They offered a lot of different, very affordable film cameras out there. So explore what's online, explore, what your camera stores might have to offer with their film cameras. And yeah, Nikon is really great. I love my Canon, but the Nikon just has this really nice crispness and depth of field that's just like just chef kiss.
Yes.
That's my baby girl. I love her till the end of time.
I swear, that's how I treat my cameras too. Like I'm so precious about them. We're like, be gentle.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. We've like come down the time already. Like I look up and it's like we already here. So thank you so much. I'm so grateful. You gave us so much information to like keep in mind and like practice as we go on. And the chat has given you so much love. Like if you just scroll up, like everybody is like, your work is beautiful. It's so dreamy. It's magical.
Oh,
It
thank
really,
you.
really is.
Yeah, I didn't want to read beforehand because I wanted to, stay in tune with you.
Yeah.
But thanks, y'all. I appreciate you so much. Thank you for all the comments.
Yes, and before we head out, just another reminder, y'all. Shout out to Getty Images. They're doing the 50 portfolio reviews for us for free, and they're doing more. I saw Pauline in the chat letting y'all know how y'all can sign up. So make sure you just scroll up and get that link in case you didn't already. And then also shout out to Adobe for sponsoring a giveaway, yet another giveaway. All you have to do is tweet or post on your IG stories, hashtag BWP Summit, and then tag us, Black Women Photographers, so that you can be entered in to win. And like I said, you can win the full Adobe Creative Cloud suite. That's all the apps for free. Or you could win the Adobe Photography Plan, which is still such a great deal. I mean, it's Lightroom and Photoshop. Like, come on. But yes, thank you so much to our sponsors. Thank you, Liam. We're about to head out yet again and get ready for the next conversation. Thank y'all so much for like tuning into this. I've seen some of y'all names like all day long. I'm so grateful y'all are staying here with us. We have one more conversation to get to, so let's hop off and I'll be back in a couple minutes. Thank you.
Bye, y'all. Thanks for your time.